I know Tanya is public enemy number one right now for some people, but we have to remain focused. Olivia has to go.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, this be, it's a girl KylerB coming at you for a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island Season 9, Episode 44, and let's get right into the video. So, in today's episode, they were talking about the Snog, Marry, Pie game, and Jessie basically was talking about how Will and Tom were consoling Claudia during the game because Casey pulled Will and Tom, and then Jessie didn't like that Casey did that. So she decided to have a chat with Casey when it was just like, it is not okay for you didn't have to do that, They were just basically trying to console Claudia, basically just show that they're friends to her and whatnot.
It was really nice what he did for Claudia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you're, trying to get involved in this. I've had the conversation with Will and Tom about it.
Yeah,
I've had the conversation with Shaq about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you're getting your 2 pence involved.
Because I just feel bad for Will, because I saw how upset he got about you being...
Okay, I really don't know why you're getting involved in this.
I'm just trying to explain from an outsider's perspective. I've seen you upset either.
Yeah, okay, and you've just made me feel even shitter, so
okay.
Thanks.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. You can head. I'll just chill here.
He was just like, oh, okay. So Will heard the conversation. Jessie went back to Will to talk about the conversation again. And it was just basically like, kind of wasn't your place to kind of tell Casey, hey, you shouldn't pull Will and Tom about what happened in the challenge.
The boys weren't defending Claudia. They weren't...
I've literally been through this with everyone. I don't need to go through it with you.
Okay. I'm just letting you know my opinion.
I don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you don't really care.
No, it just feels like you've dragged me over here to have a bit of a go at me. When really now's not the time.
Yeah.
But thank you for your opinion.
We don't like...
So throughout the whole night, this was going back and forth. Even when they went to bed, Jessie was talking about how, Casey, didn't receive what she said well. So therefore, Casey was right next to her. He heard it, and he was just like, why are you talking about me? So he felt some type of way. So in this episode, there's also Tom and Sammy getting to the hideaway. And, they had their hideaway. They were gone for most of the night. And in this hideaway, Tom decided to tell Sammy if they can be exclusive, which, they were exclusive. The thing about the exclusive situation is just kind of like they were kind of already there. Because if Sammy's doing all the, wahala, whatever, about what happened in Casa Amor, and he's writing poems and whatnot, it was kind of basically said without being said that they were exclusive with each other. So he basically asked, she said yes, they're exclusive, they're together without having the GF and BF title. So, what goes on later on, everybody's talking about how, Jessie wasn't supposed to really conversate about the situation. She was overstepping her boundaries. So they were just like, you should have just minded your business. You shouldn't really, involve yourself in that situation. So everybody was just like, yeah, she shouldn't have done that. So, Will was kind of backing her. He was just like, it's good, it's fine, you shouldn't have done that, but, it's good, it's fine. So then we have, Maxwell and Olivia basically saying, Jessie kind of seems disingenuous, I noticed that during movie night when she was backing the girls. I noticed that, Maxwell saying that during the Casa Amor recoupling, she was crying for Will and he didn't see a tear. So, and then that also carried on to, Casey. Maxwell decided to have a one-on-one conversation with Casey about Jessie, which was like, what? That was just like, what are you doing? Olivia decides to talk with Lana and Rosie about the situation, which it was just like, okay, you're just talking about Jessie, So then it goes back to Will. So Will is just like, why are you talking about Jessie behind her back? And, you're moving like snakes. Like, why are you talking about Jessie behind your back?
So telling Casey, and why is he not coming straight up to me?
No.
Why is he not? Why is he moving like a snake?
No, he's not.
He is 100%
He's not moving like a
snake.
snake because loads of people have said it.
Who?
A few people. Me and Rosie and Lana spoke about it on the terrace this morning. I'm not going to say it behind your back because...
Why is everyone moving like snakes? Everyone is moving like snakes.
Like, it's so funny that they think Jessie's so fake. Maxwell's the one pulling Casey for a chat. And then Olivia when she was recalling the conversation she had with Lana and Rosie, she had to basically like, oh yeah, me and the girls were talking about it in the terrace. And yeah, we were just noticing some things. So I'm just like, now this whole situation hasn't got back to Jessie yet. So then now Will and Jessie over here, they're basically like, they seem very strong as a couple, they're fine. But everybody's over here like, Jessie is playing some type of game. So the thing is that in the beginning of Will and Jessie, everybody thought Jessie didn't really like Will. Everybody thought it was just something else. But after casting more and how she was acting, we kind of see like, oh, she really does like Will. So now the fact that it's being brought up in the villa that like maybe Jessie does not like Will, that's just like, whoa. Everything that they were doing in that villa is kind of like messed up. That now they're, you have Olivia, Maxwell, Casey, he just listened and nod his head. Lana's just like, Rosie's like, for Will's sake, hopefully she's not playing a game. So it's just like, you got all these people talking about them. And then I think Ron even kind of was like, maybe they got a point. So you got all these people talking about how Will, Jessie is kind of like, being disingenuous, which is kind of messed up. And then Will's just like, why are you talking about her behind your back? So in this episode was basically Casey, Claudia, Will, Jessie, Tom, Sammy. Basically, that was the main focus. With that being said, you can also see in this episode that Sammy's a little bit, Tom and Casey are like this in the villa, and Tom and Sammy are together. But obviously Sammy's with the girls, so she made a comment today, basically it was like, why is Casey mad at Jessie? And you're like, oh, that's another person in the villa that, that he has beef with. So next thing you know, she goes over in the villa to where Tom and Casey were sitting, and it was like, oh, what's going on, blah blah blah. And like, you were just talking about him with the girls, like, you're really just being a chatty patty. Like, girl, stop praying like you're running around the villa. Other than that, we have a voting tonight, obviously, for the most compatible couple. Basically, everybody in that villa is up for, a vote or not. I mean, I feel like the people who are going to be in the bottom would be definitely Keenan, Rosie, Olivia, and I don't know who else. I would say Shaq and Tanya, but like, because of Tanya. But I feel like once people leave them alone and let them be back into their little, bubble that they were in pre-cast some more, they would be fine. Like, there will be no big issue, you know what I'm saying? Like, once you just let them go back into their bubble, they're not messing around with anybody. They actually really care about each other. Like, you see that they were nowhere near the nonsense that happened on today. They kept their distance. They were just in their little bubble. And that's good. Just focus on their relationship. Same with Kai and Sanam. Nowhere near this issue, nowhere near this, issue stuff. So I feel like Olivia and Maxwell, I feel like they vibe together because they both like gossiping about other people in the villa. And I mean, that's what, every time you see Olivia, she's always talking about somebody else in that villa. And then she's like, I wouldn't talk about people behind their back. And the only reason she said what she said is because she got called out. And that's why she brought in the two people who are inside the conversation with her. So if she goes down, Lana and Rosie are going to go down too. So that was it. I feel like with everything they've been through, because pre-Casa Amor, Shaq and Tanya were doing good. There's obviously the problem with Shaq. Then obviously Tanya took that energy and then, started moving mad. And that caused a whole situation, a domino effect. Now, I feel like they could come back after this, because I feel like they are moving in the proper direction in this villa. And I feel like with everything that they've been through, they deserve to be closer to the end of the series. Obviously, there's a lot of people in that villa, and I think Keenan and Rosie are going to be the last people in the villa. So we're going to be heading on to the final weeks in the villa, and then finale. For Winter Love Island season, this season has had a lot of different things that season 6 didn't. So I would say, I would give it, it's claps, I would give it a snaps. So it was actually a pretty interesting season, and yeah. But anyway, guys, if you like this video, like the video, comment down below, you let me know your thoughts, comments, and concerns, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.